Okay, today the chapter is the page 118, European origins of the modern Christian education. The Enlightenment is a period between the peace of the Westphalia in 1648 and the French Revolution in 1789. Enlightenment has the character of the condition of the Reformation humanism, that man was center of the universe and the superior artisan of his destiny. Enlightenment emphasized the concept of the reason, science, progress, personal happiness, scientific inquiry, and endowed the right of the all mankind. Its enlightenment movement is a huge impact to the culture. Even in the United States, a lot of the enlightenment is a huge impact our society, where the philosophy intervenes to the Middle Age, predicated upon the work of the Aristoteles and Aquinas' integration of the theology and philosophy, faith and reason. The Enlightenment is separated from the philosophy of the Middle Age. The European cultural context of the Enlightenment. The worldview of the Middle Age is the medieval synthesis rested on dualistic concept of the reality, that its nature order was viewed but somewhat interfered to the supernature. The Reformation saw reawakening of the human interest in over the supernatural order. The Enlightenment era showed theory looking to nature to find a clue on how life should be lived. Education was important is that in the mind of the Enlightenment philosopher, it prepared the people to live according to the principle of the nature. Principle of the nature. They are focused on the scientific method. Enlightenment thinker prepared the world of fact founded on the observable behavior. Observable means is the practicable. Observable behavior, something like the watchable and tangible, something like the visible, can be tested and measured in controlled environment. The scientific method has we take for granted on our schools and laboratories today has its beginning in this period. Mean is that we are some like the laboratory. Laboratory is something is we are design some the kind the setting, and then we are analysis specific fact. In their investigation of the nature world, the philosopher was vitally preoccupied in collecting scientific information about the world. Their enthusiasm for the scientific research led them to develop such natural science as geology, chemistry, botany, zoology, and physics. Mean its scientific method increase the people more understanding is the nature science. Challenge to the theologian and Christian educator. The Enlightenment is the serious challenge to the theologian and Christian educator of the day as well. The Enlightenment philosopher was highly critical of the established church. Mean is that they are and right is condemned, is critic for the stubborn, something like not changeable current. At that time is the established church by proposing that knowledge came from the sense, experience, reason, and feeling rather than from the history, tradition, or universal authority. The Enlightenment thinker tend to undermine their logical and philosophical presuppositions of the 17th and 18th century Christian. The response of the many believers was become overly defensive and argumentative. Argumentative is more argued the defense and then debate. The Roman Catholic Church became the particular embroiled in the debate with these philosophers and issued numerous declarations and condemnations of and right. Condemn is the critically punished. In time, Christian scholar and church educator accepted some of the educational theory and practice of the Enlightenment thinker. The most known of those Enlightenment thinkers include the French philosopher Montesquieu, Voltaire, and Rousseau, and the English scholar is Newton, Locke, and Hobbes, and the German philosopher Kant and Lessing. The Scottish philosopher David Hume, and in the United States, Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. Actually, Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin is one of the founding fathers of the United States. Especially in the Enlightenment and educator, Jonathan Heinrich Pestalozzi. Pestalozzi is the most philosopher of the Enlightenment, emphasized exposing philosophical and educational theory, but there is depictions in their ability to apply those theory practical. Few Enlightenment philosophers was willing to demonstrate their belief by creating school through the test of the praxis. Jonathan Heinrich Pestalozzi, the most notable educator, is Pestalozzi. He created the school and then applied their theory. It developed the experimental school to prove their educational philosophies in Swiss. Pestalozzi, they are build up their school and then prove their theory, educational philosophy theory. Pestalozzi was the man tremendous of the forethought of the vision. Yes, he has the vision and more thinking. He conducted his school with the sympathy and gentleness and more kindness. Through his openness and boarding school, openness is as like they lost their parents. Boarding school means is all students live together, one specific institution. He provides a living and running environment in which children receive the mind discipline and moral and religious instruction in addition to the comprehensive curriculum consists drawing, music, reading, writing, geography, arithmetic, and nature studies. Through his curriculum, Pestalozzi, he set up his new curriculum. He emphasized, developed the sense, perception of the associating models and actual object of the variable symbol that those models presented. Using this form of sense, Pestalozzi use much more liberal approach to the elementary education. Mean is Pestalozzi is one of the notable, is very famous person in elementary school education. Pestalozzi's principle of the instruction is can divide into two categories, is general and special. The general method involves the teacher provide the emotionally warm and secure climate in which the student couldn't feel safe. Is secure, is connected, feel safe. Once the predisposition was established, the special method was employed. Employed is the adapted. Pestalozzi urged that lesson be based on sensory experience with which of the child was familiar. Learning strategies of the Pestalozzi are some either fellow. First one, begin with the concrete before introduction of the abstract concept. Being with the learner, immediate environmental before dealing with the what is distant with the remote. Being with the each exercise before introduction complete ones. Always process gradually, cumulatively, and slowly. Pestalozzi believed strongly that all children had equal right to education and possessed their inherent capacity to perform. The most enduring contribution of the Pestalozzi is the value of the he placed the teaching educator. Sometimes we are very important is the value. What is your value in your life? Something like the educator has the value of teaching as teachers. His view of the learning process is defined in terms of drawing that traditional pouring information into learner. Mean is a traditional educator just only deliver the information to student, but the Pestalozzi view is a new paradigm in teacher training. The teacher must not only know the subject matter, also be able to organize each term of the nature of the learner and then direct the student to such a facilitator of the content mastery. Mean is to help them student to learning their goal and the knowledge. Pestalozzi developed a school of the training teachers. Mean is Pestalozzi is established teacher school and then taught them its importance fostering, nurturing classroom environment. Mean is nurturing is the more comfortable and then they developed their educational environment. He has view of the partners between the teacher and parents. In mean is teacher and parents is come together and then in United States PTA mean is a parent teacher together develop the student the learning goal. He believed that educational process was best fostered in symbiotic relationship between the home and school. Home and school working together. Pestalozzi's view of the take into consideration variable educational reforms in Prussia during the early 19th century. The concept is this professional teaching gave impetus to the formation of some of the North American great teacher college later. Mean is next one is the North American great teacher college is the adapt. Another famous person is Jonathan Frederick Herbert. Jonathan Frederick Herbert was a German educator. He published numerous books of the topic of the pedagogy, educational reform, childhood development, general psychology, and educational psychology. Herbert's model of the education can be summarized as a five-step process. Preparation. The student is prepared for learning by recalling past experience and concepts that have been learned before arriving in classroom. Presentation. The new information to be learned is presented and explained to the student. Association. The student seeks to determine the relationship between past experience and the new material to be learned. Generalization. The student seeks to discover principles or general concepts from the previous step. Application. The student explores ways whereby the principles can be applied to real-life situations. It's like the educator has the model to process the five steps. Another famous person, educator, the Friedrich Wilhelm Prof, was a German educator, as known the father of the kindergarten. He tried to integrate his love for the nature creation with his educational philosophy. For him, education enabled people to realize their essence by living with tune with the Creator's purpose. What is the Creator? God Creator is the Creator purpose. Proverbs' highest educational goal was to enable children to see God clearly revealed in all of His creation. Mean is the proverb is try to the student to learn to the God's creation through their education. He compared the development of the children with the plant that was growing in garden. The nature of the children could not be changed, but he or she could grow healthy with the oversight of the good teacher. Mean is the children is the one of kind of the plant. We care the plant. Plant will grow. Same as like a teacher take care. Oversight and healthy is the plant is growth. He developed the children's garden concept. That is the idea for the kindergarten. He believed that playing with the important component in the learning process and enrolled children as young as 3 years old to attend his school. He is developed the play. Play is the one-of-a-kind education. He believes children should be encouraged to play as part of their educational development. Play is not just play. Playtime is one of kind of the part of the education. During this playtime, children manifest significantly through the symbolic representation with objects around them. For example, or children play with the ball. He has reminded or superior nature of the plant. Mean is the ball is same as like our plant. Earth is the plant. Superior nature of the supreme creator of the universe. Proper view of the object is cylinder, tube, ball, and the sphere is gift that has a special symbolic potential. Are the play materials such as clay, wood, and sand were called occupations because they were the raw material that children used to reveal his inner thought and feeling. Children was courage to use this material in conjunction with their imagination to express themselves and to interact socially. Mean is create, use the clay, wood, the sand. He created the something according his feeling and thought. The object lesson was also important element in his instrumental methodology. The Education of the Man, which he published in 1826, Prof expressed his educational philosophy regarding the nature of the children, basic theology, and educational psychology. His Lutheran root was exposed as he proclaimed God as ultimate creator of the universe and mankind as his created work. Prof believed that a man possessed spiritual dimension as well as more obvious physical body. God's intent was the spiritual and physical body would be developed simultaneously and that neither would be ignored at the expense of the other. The role of the teacher would be facilitate the process of the each in timely manner without force or constraint. His branding of the theology and educational philosophy make Prof is a leading contributor to modern Christian education. Is one of the typical people. Another concept is the enlightenment and religious educator. The enlightenment was a turbulent time. Turbulent is very rapidly changed time in many respects. The enlightenment presented the freedom and release from the highly restrictive paradigm of the traditional church education. Is a change. The Enlightenment emphasized humanistic exploration of the universe, ultimate truth, mankind's the reason for being, made it challenging time for religious educators. New theories about the universe was being communicated by scientists in the field of the astronomy, biology, medicine, geology, mathematics. These new views, validated by scientific method, was instrumental in creating new paradigms about the world. Resulting application exists for the politics, government, law, economics, education, and society as a whole. Mean is the we are enlightenment hugely impacted the society. Also, they provide the education field. Education is the huge challenge compared to the traditional Roman Catholic theology. But is that they are given the freedom and then thinking also scientific approach too. While the many religious educators remained distant from this development in educational theory and practice over time, they come to see the value in enlightenment educational theory. Enlightenment theology tended to minimize the role of the religion in the education of the young. From the perspective of the many church educators, those theory permitted too much freedom to children to too little control to teacher and parents in moral and religious formation. That is argued. This is the enlightenment education. Next one is the early origin of the Sunday school movement. Sunday school movement is very important to the story of the Christian education. Why? Sunday school movement is one of a kind of Sunday school actually, not church setting actually. Sunday school movement education in early 19th century England was catch in the cross of fire within the defense of the ecclesiastical and burgers privilege and liberal and enlightenment inspired the program of the mass schooling because that time is no public education. Mean is the no government provide education for the general peoples. It's Sunday school movement one of a kind of the citizen and organization level schooling system. The problem was the business of the such tension of the political infighting. Children of the poor class. Because here is a poor class, is the low level people's class was being ignored and then left without educational opportunity. There is no opportunity to study in the poor level that time. Is no general public education. The result was the catapultic for the entire generation of the children living in the doors of the Industrial Revolution. In this time, people left their agrarian heritage and migrated to the mills and factories available in the larger city of the London, Birmingham, and Manchester. Mean is that time is the Industrial Revolution time, and then a lot of people join to the city, industrial city. Is that time is a lot of the poor level of the people's mother and father living working for the factory. The children they did not have the opportunity to educational environment. Working condition was harsh and raw. It allowed the people who were in control maintain their domination over the workforce. Child labor, even children working there. Children labor law has not been developed and many young children to work for long hours each day. Mean is a lot of the children labor working there. Some of them was employed in the mills, whereas the other worked in assembly and manufacturing plants. One popular job had them sorting pin because their small finger was more adept at their particular job with the working 8 to 10 hours a day. Wow, that is very, very terrible environment for children. 6 days a week, leave little time for attending school. It is a little wonder that is a jubilee crime rate was astonishingly high. Mean jubilee is crime is the young people's the crime. Very difficult social issues. In that time, one of the gentlemen, young, is the Robert Riker Jr. He is thinking about the Sunday school thinking. Upon the death of the Robert Riker Sr. in 1757, the young Robert Riker Jr. inherited the Gloucester Journal. Is a newspaper that his father has started. Riker used his influence in the community to draw his readers' attention to the free-write the individuals who were imprisoned and desperate need of the assistance. Realizing that any hope to rectify the situation was requiring teaching the prison population before they enter its the first place. Mean is a lot of imprisoned people, they have no educational opportunity. Raker set about to address the need of the many juvenile delinquents who were running wild in the street after work of the Sunday. Raker rented the kitchen of the Mrs. Meredith in her home on too early. The young juvenile delinquent is assembled in his makeshift classroom on Sunday when they were not working. Yes, only they did not work Sunday only. They did not work. They were most illiterate, not read the book and write the right word in discipline the children whom anyone couldn't even hope to gather in one location. No one was allowed to enter who not first washed thoroughly, is fully washed. They had to wear clean clothes, change clothes, and have the shoes on their feet. That time is a lot of people did not have the shoes. If they did not possess such a basic accommodity, Raker would provide for the children from his own financial resources. He believed in the biblical donation not to spare the Lord. So corporate punishment was applied when necessary. Raker himself was not a trained theologian or layman. In addition, those whom he recruited to teach in their educational enterprise were also untrained in the professional ministry. They were lay people. Yes, this is a Sunday school movement is the movement of lay people who simply had a love for children, indeed to desire to see Great Commission. Here, Great Commission is all mankind. That is even not clergy people, not minister, is all lay people, all Christian should involve the education. Their own neighborhood, although they were untrained by world in the standard. This servant has the task to serve the poorest of the poor Christ. Sunday school curriculum in the first Sunday school that Raker developed, he gathered about 90 children who were employed in one of the local pin factories and paid each of the teacher about 25 cents to teach the children. Yes, he each gathered some people, children from the local pin factory. Class was conducted from the 10 a.m. to until noon. Then after lunch break, they are resumed again from the 1 to 5 p.m. Yes, very fantastic. The curriculum of the Sunday school was pretty basic by today's standard. The children could not be expected to read the Bible if they had the ability to read at all. So first priority was basic reading and writing skills. The Bible became the textbook to teach these curricular matters. and soon the gospel was provided. The Sunday school was always intended to have two purposes. First one, to instruct the children in basic educational aim, reading, right, moral, and manners. Second one is the evangelize those who were dispressed need of the new life within transformation of the moral value and ethics came about the natural consequence of the spiritual conversion. Growth of the Sunday school. Yeah, Sunday school is very growth. The Sunday school became the popular means of the Christian education throughout England and Europe. Within the 4 years of Raker's newspaper article, enrollment grew to the estimated 250,000 children. By 1835, after just 50 years, as much 1,500,000 people reported the attending Sunday school in England alone. For many of these students, Sunday school was only means of the educational input in their lives. Over the 160,000 volunteer teachers were involved in the ministry program, in educational ministry program. It's wonderful history of the Christian education. What is a major contribution? Historian has identified at least 5 major contributions of the Sunday school movement in England, include the following. First one is triggered, and the trigger is a start point supported across England and the nationwide revival led by John and Charles Wesley and George Whitefield. Is one of the movement awaken is stimulate people to recognize the need of public education for all class of the society. In the Sunday school movement is the low-level poor peoples. It is awakeness of the middle of the upper class to their responsibility to make a meaningful contribution to society. This awakening through triggers dramatic social reform throughout the country in other areas as well. Its meaning is the Sunday school movement changed the paradigm of the society. Is the stimulate the production and the distribution of quality religious education curriculum materials that was needed to keep movement moving. This material was developed such that average untrained layman could understand them. Mean is a lot of the people, educator, untrained laymen, but they are involved in aroused the desire for the adult education. Although the children was original focus on Sunday school, adults soon came to recognize their need for improved schooling as well. It's a huge change. History of the issue Sunday school movement. First one is the Sunday school movement in England. The Sunday school was fundamentally volunteer-based organization. A number of the distinguished entires came into existence in the broad organizational strength and the support to program. Table provides the overview of Sunday school movement in England. Sunday school society is the interdenominational started in 1785, Sunday school union 1803, Sunday school association 1833, and the Methodist Sunday school union 1837, Sunday school institution 1847, Society of Friends First Day School Association 1847. It's Quaker. Growing of the revival movement of the late 18th century, the Sunday school movement has the profound impact upon the face of the England, reaching out across of the country to uneducate the mass of the working population. Sunday school movement provide only means of public education the poor family would be ever experienced. Not only was the effective in production based level of the literacy among the population, but is also made a significant inroad into the spiritual renewal of the country as a whole. Lay reader who did not know about it could not accomplish great things for Christ without the requisite formal university education, ventured into the noble course with only faith they were obey God. Surely with God's resource, challenge of the reaching such a large population with unskilled workers and the meager educational facility would only serve God's purpose to reveal His sovereign hand over the program. It is Sunday school movement a wonderful story and God's commandment. It was evangelical foray that processed the Sunday school toward Protestants, benevolence empire. William Wilberforce and other Anglican evangelical describe that immense reformed movement were organized and superly directed and conducted with the most practical strategy and tactics on the most practical principle and use agencies and resources of size, number, and power not yet fully recognized. England is come to the United States in the year between 1780 and 1830. The Sunday school crossed the Atlantic and was involved early 19th century North American awareness of the children and childrenhood as a stage of life. Canada and United States was developing from the rural and agricultural economy into urban and industrial economics. Means as like London and England changed the industrial, it's even North America changed from the agriculture to industrial economy. A firm date of the first American school was difficult to establish, but a wide-held belief. William Eliot founded the first school in Virginia, 1785. The great Methodist reader Francis Asbury was credited with the second school in a year later. The teaching slave was the central purpose of Asbury School. In fact, this whole movement, both British and American, should be viewed of the evangelical commitment to social concerns. Means we see the Sunday school movement is one of a kind of the evangelical commitment. Sunday school conventions had become popular venue for the sharing ideas about the suppliers, curriculum, instructional methodology, and organizational structure. At the 1872 Sunday School Convention, Baptist layman named Benjamin Jacob Reed assembled the diverse denominational group to accept international uniform lesson plan. Everyone would teaching from the same biblical passage on given Sunday according to Sunday's age and developmental consideration. A Methodist pastor named John Vincent was highly motivated to use the best pedagogical concept developed by popular public schools and teacher colleges. In this time, there is no public education. Still, Sunday school is only one way to teaching them, education them, the poor level of the society. He was aware instructional teachers' good methodology was most powerful motivation from them to attend the conventions. The interpretation of the Sunday school history was sixth period. Sixth period is divided plus one the Sunday school as ministry and philanthropic agent. Philanthropic is more the social benefit and extra school agents to the church institution concerned with the evangelization and the nature of the young. Period expansion when the evangelical spiritual river become the rooted schools, Sunday school as the principal agent of the school church growth. An allegation of the liberal Protestant thought and the progressive religious education. Rise the neo-Orthodox thought and the partial demise of the liberal religious education. And then 1919, decline in mainline church school, evangelical remain stable and strong. This is the typical Sunday school movement in United States and globally. First one is start England. They are started in America. Okay, Christian education in colonial America. Colonial America at that time is the America, not United States. Still colony of the England. Reason, the poor white people lived in Europe. Political liberty. People live in Europe during the late 7th century came to realize to expect those in power to give or control authority was related fluid. Futile. There was hope for the system as political governance whereby their need of the health, education, security, and life happiness was consideration important. The monarchic system did not lend itself to democratic idea, and at that point many of the growing middle class were realized the society is the middle class people they thinking next chapter, and the control was only paying lip service to change. A new system was needed whereby taxpayer has someday about where and how those taxes will be spent. Mean is the day one pilgrim. They depart from the England and come to the United States. Another religious freedom. Those who showed religious change during the European Reformation received instant large measures of the persecution. A lot of people died. The Hussites, Waldenists, Moravians, Puritans, Lordland, and others discovered the authority of the Roman Church would never grant religious liberties. What was needed and dreamed about was land, was that their religious freedom could be experienced free of the constantly and autocratic method of church authority. Believers was able to read the scripture for themselves and soon discovered the erroneous teaching of the Roman Church. They did not want Roman Catholics the permission. Persecution was harshed and punitive, with few place to protect them. Victim was faced with few alternatives other than to flee to land there or live where they couldn't practice their biblical faith without fear of the retributions. When their invitation came for them to travel to new land, they had little to lose, and they accept the challenge. That is Pilgrim Fathers come to the United States, integrated biblical values into the structure of the America was what the founding the father intended from the beginning. They craftily declaration independence and the Constitution such to establish a Christian order. In the 1892 Supreme Court decision of the Church of the Holy Trinity versus United States, the justice right was followed. No purpose of the action against religious can be imputed any legislation state of the nation because this is religious people. This is historically true. The celebrated compact made by the Pilgrim in the Mayflower 1620 recited having an undertaking for the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith. If we explain the constitution of the various states, we find in them a constant recognition religious obligation. Ever constitution of every one of the 44 states contain language which either direct or by clear implication recognize the profound relevance of the for religion and assumption that is influence in all human affairs in the essential to wellness of the community. We find everywhere a clear recognition of the same truth. Among other matters, note the following: the form of oath universally prevailed, concluding with appeal to the Almighty. The custom of the opening session of the all deliberative body of the most convention were with prayer. Mean is all more convention we start with prayer. The prefatory word of the all will in the name of God. Amen. We say the law respected the observance of the Sabbath with the general session of the all secular business and the closing court legislature, other similar public assemblies on that day. Meaning church is a Sunday, we are closed. The churches and church organization is abound every city, town, and hamlet. Multitude of the charitable organization exists everywhere on the Christian auspicious. Gigantic missionary association with general support and aim to establish Christian missions in every quarter of the globe. These and many other matters which might be noted and a value of the unofficial declaration One official declaration, the mass of the organic utterance that this is a Christian nation. United States is Christian nation. This is our founding father has passion of the faith as follows. In the important righteous given the world without God of the Bible. President George Washington. We are staked with the whole future of the American civilization, not on the power of the governance. Apart from it, we have staked the future of our political institution upon the capacity of each and all of us to give ourselves according to the commandment of God. The future and success of America is not only this Constitution, but the law upon which the Constitution is found. President James Madison. Some founding father, they have the religious freedom in this country. Is America. Okay, I wanted to close today. Remain is the will be next week. Economic entrepreneurialism is the America is the start with the Sunday school movement, and then next is the Pilgrim Fathers come to the United States. That is given to United States religious freedom. Is the foundation of the United States. The country is the unofficially religion Christian nation. Is the legally binded. Okay, thank you so much. See you next week.